Did you know that the Tesla Model Y Juniper 2025 is already making appearances out there? That's right, even before its official launch, it's been spotted several times on the roads in prototype form. Imagine the excitement of those who saw it, like running into a celebrity. In September 2024, the most recent sightings happened, and these sneak peeks only confirm that the car is really coming strong in 2025. You can feel the anticipation in the air, right? And the coolest part is, it's not just rumors. These appearances are like a preview of everything that's to come. The folks who keep an eye on Tesla's behind-the-scenes operations were already expecting these tests. They're part of the process, like a rehearsal before the big show. But of course, even in its testing phase, the Juniper grabs a lot of attention. You can't deny that anything Tesla does always sparks curiosity. And the more it appears, the more we try to guess what's behind these changes. Will there be a new design? New technology? Just seeing it on the streets is already a sign that things are getting serious, and the launch is getting closer and closer. Another interesting thing about these sightings is that they show Tesla is tweaking the details. Sometimes, those who catch a glimpse may not notice the differences, but the more attentive observers can already pick up on some clues. The expectation is that the Model Y Juniper will bring significant improvements in both looks and performance, but everything is kept tightly under wraps. Every time a prototype appears, it's like Tesla is testing the public, dropping little bits of information to keep everyone talking. Clever, right? Who wouldn't want to find out what's changed? One of the first things you can notice is the new headlight design. They're more modern, with a futuristic touch that fits Tesla's vibe perfectly. It's nothing over the top, you know? It's the kind of detail that grabs attention without screaming for it. And, of course, that only makes everyone more curious about what else will change. Besides the headlights, the bumpers are also getting a makeover. People who pay attention to this kind of thing know that bumpers make a huge difference in a car's overall look, especially for an electric one like the Model Y. Tesla seems to be going for a cleaner, more aerodynamic style that not only improves aesthetics, but should also help with efficiency. After all, the smoother the design, the better the car cuts through the air. And that leads to something important, the drag coefficient. It might sound complicated, but it's basically how much the car fights against the wind. And Tesla is aiming to improve that with the Juniper. Speaking of aerodynamics, the hood is also expected to get an update. From what's being speculated, it will be a bit lower and sleeker, which should help the car be more efficient on the road. This is all part of Tesla's philosophy of squeezing the most performance out of every detail. And it's not just about pure performance, it's something that reflects in other aspects like range. A more aerodynamic design means the car uses less energy to move, which, in the end, could mean more miles on a single charge. You can't ignore the aesthetic impact of these changes either. Anyone who's seen a Tesla on the road knows they have a commanding presence. But with these updates, the Juniper will bring a fresh look without losing the brand's identity. The idea seems to be evolving the design without losing its roots, which is quite the challenge. When you mess with details like headlights and bumpers, you're playing with people's perceptions of the car, and Tesla knows how to do this masterfully. It's like they're preparing the Model Y for its next phase, with a design that promises to be timeless. Another cool thing to think about is how these design changes could impact the Model Y's popularity. It's already one of Tesla's best-selling models, and with these updates, it's going to be even more competitive. The competition in the electric SUV market is heating up, and any detail that makes the car stand out is a plus. The new design will not only please longtime Tesla fans, but could also attract those who haven't yet decided which electric car to buy. And when it comes to aesthetics, first impressions are everything. There's also that wow factor that Tesla always brings with its releases. Even though the changes are subtle, the Juniper will have that special touch that makes people turn their heads when it passes by. It might be something small, like the new shape of the headlights, But it's these little details that start shaping the car's identity. It's as if Tesla knows exactly where to make adjustments to keep everything interesting without needing to reinvent the wheel. In the end, these small design changes are part of a bigger strategy to keep the Model Y on top. Now, we can't forget about the front camera, which from what it looks like will be integrated into the bumper. This already happens with the Model 3 Highland, and the idea is to bring this technology to the Juniper as well. This camera isn't just for show. It plays a crucial role in monitoring the road and giving you that extra support while driving. It helps with the autopilot system, recognizing what's around the car, avoiding obstacles, and even helping with tricky maneuvers. It's the kind of innovation that not only makes driving more comfortable, but also much safer. Moreover, having a front camera integrated into the bumper could mean greater precision in detecting objects and people on the road. It's not just about technology for technology's sake, but about truly making a difference in everyday safety. Think about low visibility situations like fog or heavy rain, where the camera can alert you to something you wouldn't be able to see with your own eyes. This kind of feature makes driving a Tesla almost like having an invisible co-pilot, always on the lookout for details that might slip by unnoticed. Imagine how useful this will be on darker roads or during night trips. You won't have to worry about switching between high and low beams constantly. The car does that for you. It's one of those things where, after experiencing it, you wonder how you lived without it before. And that's the point. Tesla isn't just adding technology for the sake of it. Each innovation serves a purpose, whether it's to make your life easier or to increase safety. It's a practical approach where every new feature improves some aspect of the driving experience. And there's more. With these advancements, the Juniper could end up influencing the entire automotive industry. When Tesla launches a new technology, other automakers take notice. It wouldn't be surprising if, in a few years, other cars start adopting similar adaptive headlights and front camera systems. It's that domino effect. What starts as an innovation in a high-end car eventually becomes the new standard in the market. And we, the consumers, benefit from it by gaining access to safer and smarter cars. Tesla has always had a minimalist interior design, but now it seems they want to add a more sophisticated touch. Instead of the traditional wood finish, the dashboard will be a dark gray. You know that modern, almost futuristic vibe? Well, they're leaning into that hard. The gray gives it a more elegant and urban tone, making the car feel more in tune with big city life. And I think this will give the interior a cleaner, more modern look, which fits perfectly with Tesla's concept of innovation. And it's not just the visuals that are changing. Another cool addition is ambient lighting. The idea is that the car isn't just a means of transportation, but a place where you can feel comfortable and even relaxed. Imagine driving at night with soft lighting that changes color based on your mood or the day's atmosphere. It's the kind of detail that might seem small, but it makes a huge difference in the overall experience. Instead of being stuck with that standard white light, you can adjust it to a warmer tone or even something cooler if you prefer. It adds a personal touch, like the car is tailor-made for your tastes. What really excites me, though, are the improvements in comfort. Tesla already has a reputation for super comfortable cars, but it seems with the Juniper, they want to take it to another level. They're saying the suspension will be improved, which is great news for anyone who's driven on bumpy or patched-up roads. Imagine having a car that, even on rough terrain, feels like it's floating. You barely notice the road's imperfections. This will make long trips much smoother. And for those who love hitting the road, these details make a huge difference, right? And there's more. It's not just the suspension that's set to improve, but also the overall seat comfort. The expectation is that the seats will be softer and more ergonomic, hugging you in a way that even a long trip feels easy. I think they're focusing on the details that make the driving experience more enjoyable and less tiring. Because let's be honest, who likes having a sore back after a long drive? These small adjustments are exactly what puts Tesla ahead, always thinking about how to improve the driver's life. What's interesting is that, with these interior changes, the Model Y Juniper 2025 seems to be going beyond just being an efficient electric car. Now it's more about the complete experience. It's like they're saying, okay, we've made a car with amazing range and that's great for the environment. Now we're going to make you feel at home while driving. And I think this approach will appeal to many, especially those who like spending time in their cars, whether for leisure or work. Another point worth highlighting is how these interior changes might attract a broader audience. Before, many people looked at Tesla just for its technology, autopilot, and powerful battery. Now, with this shift towards comfort and refined design, it's likely that people who weren't even considering an electric car might become interested. The Juniper, with its dark gray dashboard and ambient lighting, isn't just a car from the future. It's a car that combines cutting-edge technology with the comfort you'd expect from a luxury vehicle. One of the most exciting aspects is the battery and range. It seems they're betting big on improvements, especially with the new 4680 battery cells. These batteries promise to change the game. The range could reach an impressive 560 kilometers, which is a huge leap compared to previous models. For anyone with range anxiety, this brings a massive sense of peace. It's like Tesla is saying, relax, you'll go far on a single charge. And the technology behind it is fascinating. They're working with something called dry cathode technology. It may sound complicated, but basically, it helps make the batteries more efficient and lighter. It's like they're squeezing the maximum performance out of each cell without adding extra weight to the car. This could also improve overall performance because a lighter car tends to be more agile. Additionally, this technology reduces dependence on scarce materials, which directly impacts cost and sustainability. In other words, the Juniper not only goes farther, but is also more eco-friendly. But what will really get people excited are the charging times. You know, when you're traveling and have to stop multiple times to recharge? With these new batteries, charging times will be much faster. The idea is that you can get a full charge in less time, making long trips much more convenient. It's no longer about waiting for hours at a charging station. Tesla is getting closer to making electric cars as practical as combustion ones, at least when it comes to recharging. And that's not all. The combination of these new 4680 batteries with the Juniper structure is also expected to bring more stability. The center of gravity will be even lower, improving handling, especially in curves and winding roads. In other words, not only will it be a car that goes far, but it will also be a joy to drive. It's as if every aspect of the car is being fine-tuned to provide a more complete and enjoyable driving experience. Tesla has always excelled at integrating technology with performance in an almost seamless way. Another thing worth mentioning is how these battery improvements can impact the final price of the car. The dry cathode technology promises to be cheaper to produce in the long run, which could help reduce the cost of electric vehicles. So, who knows, the Model Y Juniper 2025 might end up being more affordable than we think. That would be an incredible move by Tesla, as it would make these technological advances available to a broader audience, not just to those already accustomed to the luxury market. They might be aiming at a new customer base. And of course, with this increased range, the Juniper will also be a great option for those who love hitting the road. You can go on a long trip without worrying too much about the next stop to recharge. And since Tesla's supercharger network is constantly expanding, the combination of a long-lasting battery with more fast charging points will make trips much more convenient. I think this is one of the great promises of this model. The freedom to go further without being tied to the limitations of the past. Speaking of the future, these battery improvements also showcase how Tesla is always one step ahead. While other automakers are still trying to figure out how to improve the range of their electric cars, Tesla is already talking about new battery technologies, fast charging, and sustainability. And the most impressive part is that they do this in a way that feels natural, as if it were the next logical step. But in reality, these are innovations that could completely change the electric vehicle market in the coming years. With all this, the Juniper also reinforces the idea that electric cars aren't just for daily city driving. This 560 kilometers range places the Model Y in a category where it can compete with combustion cars in terms of practicality for long distances. It's almost as if Tesla is saying, now you can truly go anywhere with an electric car. This significantly shifts the perception of those who still have doubts about the practicality of electric vehicles outside of major urban centers. Have you ever imagined how incredible it would be if we could charge a car the same way we charge our smartphones? It sounds like science fiction, but Tesla is working towards making this a reality. They're developing wireless charging technology for electric vehicles. Yes, you read that right. Charging the car without having to connect any cables. Just parking over a special platform, and the battery starts charging. For those already accustomed to the convenience of inductive charging in phones, this innovation would be a natural advancement in daily life. The patents are already filed, indicating that Tesla is indeed pushing this idea forward. And thinking about it, it makes perfect sense. Wireless charging eliminates the task of connecting the cable and keeping an eye on the connection. Imagine getting home after a long day and just needing to park the car in the garage. Without any effort, the car starts charging automatically. This wouldn't just make the process simpler, but it would also prevent wear and tear on cables and connectors over time. Not to mention, it brings that futuristic feeling that Tesla always aims to offer. Now, of course, such technology needs to be efficient. And that's where Tesla stands out. They don't just want to create something that looks modern. They want to ensure that wireless charging is as fast and effective as the traditional method. The idea is that you could charge your car at home or at any wireless charging station with the same speed, or even faster than with a cable. This would make the process of charging the vehicle something completely integrated in a daily life, without worrying about connectors or damaged cables. Another interesting point is the potential expansion of this technology to public spaces. Just imagine arriving at a shopping mall parking lot or a street parking space, and these spots are already equipped with wireless chargers. You wouldn't even need to get out of the car or search for an available charging station. You just park, and voila, the car starts charging. This would be revolutionary, especially in cities where charging points are beginning to spread but are still insufficient to meet the needs of all electric vehicles. And for long trips, this type of technology could also make a huge difference. Imagine a system of roads with wireless charging points. You stop at a rest area, and without leaving the car, it starts charging while you take a break to stretch your legs. Besides being extremely practical, this would alleviate some of the anxiety that many people still have about the need to stop and charge their car during long journeys. Tesla is constantly looking for ways to make electric cars more convenient than gasoline-powered vehicles, and wireless charging would be a big step in that direction. The innovation doesn't stop there. This induction charging system could also be integrated into automated parking systems. Imagine your car, upon sensing that the battery is low, driving itself to a wireless charging area. All of this without you having to do a thing. It's the perfect combination of autonomous driving technology and wireless charging. This would be especially useful in large cities, where space is limited and people's time is precious. Of course, the impact of this on the design of future Teslas cannot be overlooked. By removing the need for a physical connector, there is more freedom to create vehicles that are even more aerodynamic and efficient. The design of the charging stations themselves could be cleaner and more minimalist, without those bulky cables and plugs that take up space and sometimes cause frustration when something doesn't work right. Tesla is known for simplifying and refining the user experience, and wireless charging would be another example of this philosophy. And Tesla is not alone in this game. Although they are ahead with their patents and research, other automakers are also keeping an eye on wireless charging. The difference is that Tesla has a track record of taking these innovations and putting them into practice before their competitors. If they can make this work efficiently and on a large scale, it will be a landmark for the electric vehicle sector. And knowing the company's history, it wouldn't be surprising to see this technology implemented in the coming years. All of this makes us think about the future of electric cars. When Elon Musk talks about a future where vehicles are fully autonomous and work seamlessly with urban infrastructure, this type of innovation fits perfectly. Wireless charging may seem like a futuristic idea now, but in a few years, it could become as common as Wi-Fi. And when that happens, we will look back and remember how it all started with those Tesla patents that paved the way for a new era in electric mobility.